Well, hey y'all. Welcome to TLT with Lita. Let me get this screen together here. Waiting for you all to jump in with me. Come on in, come on in. Come on in on YouTube. Welcome. Come on in on IG. Welcome. Come on in on TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited for our time together today. I hope that you all are as well. It is a great day today. And I hope that you all are having an incredible day today. All right, y'all. We're going to jump in because I don't have a lot of time today. So, today's leadership tip is this: use the power of the pause. Use the power of the pause. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Today's leadership tip is this: use the power of the pause. As leaders, we are often constantly in motion, driving progress, meeting goals, and pushing ourselves and even our teams forward. But there's a key ingredient that I want to talk to y'all about today, a key ingredient to sustaining leadership success, and that is the power of the pause. In the hustle and bustle of leading, whether you are leading a business, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're leading a team, whether you're leading yourself, it's something about a pause. It's crucial to take intentional breaks to reflect, to refocus, to regroup, and to realign with your vision. Sometimes in life, when a whole lot of things are going on all at the same time, sometimes we can lose focus on the vision. But it's important to every now and then take a pause. Taking a pause is not a weakness, y'all. It is a strategic move to keep you leading from a place of clarity and a place of purpose. There is one thing I know for sure. You do not want to be leading and you are not clear. You are not clear about your vision. You are not clear about your purpose. You need to pause. So, what I want to do today is I want us to kind of explore what it looks like and why leaders need to use the power of the pause, and how taking this time for for this type of pause is a way to lead you to greater effectiveness, balance, and long-term success. We're going to look at how this pause actually fuels your momentum. And then we're going to look at how to implement it in a practical, actionable way. Because it's nothing worse than someone telling you what you need to do, but you don't know how to implement it. So, listen, we live in this world that glorifies constant movement, that glorifies hustle and grind. You see it everywhere on social media. They're saying grind, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. But I'm telling you all today that taking a pause, yes, a real pause, it is essential for your success. Now, I'm not saying take 4 or 5 months off. That's not what I'm saying. So please don't hear what I'm not saying. I am saying that taking that pause, a real pause, is essential to your success as a leader. Sometimes we got to step back. Sometimes we got to reflect. Sometimes we got to realign. And this can actually propel our leadership forward in a way that gives us constant success. This is something that constant action could never do. So take that pause. Sometimes to move ahead, we need to first pause for the cause, take a step back. So talk to me, y'all. Whether you're on IG, TikTok, YouTube, talk to me. When is the last time you took a real pause to reflect and realign? When was the last time? Just think about it. If you have taken a pause recently, put a yes, drop a yes in the chat. If you've taken a pause recently, drop a yes in the chat. Now, if this is something that you're struggling with, getting a chance to pause, then put a no in the chat. I talked about pausing and reflecting some time back. I can't remember which live I was on, but I talked about how important it is to take some time of reflection, whether you do it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, however often you need to do it. You can reflect at the end of every day if you need to. So what I want us to do is to actually really think about this thing. Think about, are we really reflecting? Are we really pausing to see where we are, or are we just hustling and grinding and not really reaching the goals that you set in the beginning? So now I want you to think about, what's one thing that you've been meaning to reflect on in your leadership, but you haven't. One thing you've been contemplating and thinking about lately. I want us to be able to share and encourage others as we are sharing, the things that we're actually in. And again, as I say from time to time, I'm not asking anyone to share what you're working on in stealth mode. I'm not asking you to share anything that you're working on, that you are in the silent season of that work. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm saying, if there is anything that you have meant to reflect on lately and you haven't, just share that. Share that with the group so that we know we're not in it alone. When we know that it's somebody other than us, it kind of dispels the idea and the thought of, I'm the only one, and they're going to know it's me, and I'm the only one who's going through this. And I promise you, you're not. All leaders need a pause. Oh, I hope y'all heard me when I said that. All leaders need a pause every now and then. None of us are robots. We all have to take time and pause. It's essential. And I'm going to tell you why it's essential. It's essential because reflection is that powerful tool that helps you see where you are, evaluate how far you've come, and how aligned you really are with your goals. So you don't want to miss the opportunity. It's important to reflection. Another reason why pausing is essential is because the cost of not pausing is too high. The cost of not pausing is too high. Listen, if you skip that essential pause, you risk burnout, you risk misalignment with your purpose, and you miss, or you can become, not that you miss, but you'll become disconnected leadership. You can't lead with purpose if you haven't taken the time to reconnect with your own purpose. I said, you can't lead with purpose if you haven't taken time to reconnect with your own purpose. Your own purpose is what drives the purpose that you have in your business, in your job, in whatever it is that you're doing. Your purpose gives you the drive you need. So you can't really lead with purpose if you haven't taken the time to reconnect with your own purpose. That's important, y'all. It's so important. And the last thing I want to tell you why pausing is essential is because just think about it. Think about a time when you push through without taking a break. I've done it many a times. I have pushed through and not taken a break. And maybe you made decisions under pressure. Maybe you didn't realize until later that you weren't as clear or effective as you could have been. That's the result of not pausing to reflect. You'll make decisions under pressure and you won't realize it until after the fact. That's the result of not pausing when you need to. Am I saying to anyone how long your pause should be? No, I am not. You have to know your purpose, your own purpose. You have to know what it is that you are envisioning. You got to know your vision and be clear about it. You got to know what goals or what steps you are going to take to get to that vision. You have to know how long you need to pause. I mean, it could be 10 minutes. It could be 15 minutes. It could be a day. It could be 3 days. But when you intentionally slow down, you create space for better decisions, better strategies, and you will become a more impactful leader. The pause is not something you do where you say, okay, I'm just going to stop here. It has to be intentional. That when you pause, you know you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z during the pause. You don't just want to take a pause and you sleep and you don't reflect on anything. You need an intentional pause so that you can refocus, so that you can realign, so that you can regroup. You need to be able to do those things. You need to be able to reflect, refocus, regroup, and realign. And that has to be intentional. That has to be intentional. All right. So I'm just looking in all three chats to see if I have anything that I need to read. But please jump in, share. If you have a comment, I'd love to read it to the entire audience. If you have a question, I'd love to, you know, if I have an answer, I'll give you one. If I don't, I'll say I don't. That simple. All right. So I'm going to give you these 4 steps. 4 steps to effectively pause. And I'm going to let y'all go. Number one, I said it earlier, reflect. Take a step back and look inward. Take a step back and look inward. Reflection is not for an outward view, it's for an inward view. Reflection allows you to check in with your vision, with your values, and your progress. So take time to evaluate what's working, what's not, and what you've learned along the way. That's important because if you learn some things that work, you want to work it. If you've learned some things that are not working, you want to pivot. to do something that is working. And if you have things that are working, if you can level them up, level them up. But if they're not broken, they're working, work them. And like I said, sometimes you can set aside 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can journal, you can meditate, but take the notes you need to take so you don't forget what you reflected on. So if you need to make some pivots, if you need to shift a little to the left or to the right with what you're doing, you can do that because you have reflected on it, you see it, you wrote it down. Now it's time to make moves. Just see for example, how your leadership has been shaped, how you have come along in your business, how well you're doing in the position where you're leading. Take that time and reflect. Number two, refocus. Reconnect with your purpose. I'll say it another way. Reconnect with your why. We often get caught up in the day-to-day demands and the roles that we're in, but when we refocus, it helps us realign our energy and our attention to our core purpose. Some of us sometimes get our energies all over the place because we're trying to do too much at one time. Sometimes you need to refocus, reconnect with your why. It's about reminding yourself why you started and ensuring that you are leading in that area with intentionality. You want to make sure that you are doing what you set out to do because you're clear about what that is. The third thing you want to do to pause is regroup. And I think this is important. I'm regrouping right now. I'm just going to be completely transparent with y'all. I'm regrouping right now. That means creating space for mental and emotional reset. So you're not going to be able to do much or achieve much if your mental is all over the place, if your emotions are all over the place. So in order to lead effectively, you need to prioritize your mental and emotional health. And regrouping means you're giving yourself permission to recharge. Oh, I give myself permission to recharge. And I hope that you do as well. Give yourself permission to recharge, whether that's taking a mental health day, having a quiet moment to yourself, or delegating tasks so that you can restore your energy. Sometimes we need that one day. Sometimes we need that 1 hour. Sometimes we need it. And listen, don't ignore, because what happens is your mind and your emotions are signals that you need to regroup. But when you ignore it, the only thing you do is train yourself to keep powering through when you need to regroup. You need to create that space. You need to give yourself permission to recharge. I said it earlier, we are not robots. We don't just keep going. We're not Duracell batteries where we just keep going and going and going. No, we're not that. Let's be honest with ourselves and let's take care of ourselves better. Let's take care of our mental and emotional wellness. So think about this. this week. You don't have to do it now. You don't even have to do it today. But I encourage you to do it. To just think about one thing that you can do this week to reset your mind and your body. Take a break, delegate, or ask for support when you need it. Don't wait until burnout sets in. Regroup, regroup. And the last thing I want to tell you, as it relates to pausing, the last thing to do is realign. Align your actions with your vision. And you have to be very careful with this because sometimes when you're looking at other people and what they're doing, you may even be collaborating with other people. Sometimes you can be looking at them and you take your focus off your vision. I'm not telling anybody not to collaborate. I encourage collaboration. I think that in this day and this time that we're in, we should be collaborating. But once you've reflected, once you've refocused, once you have regrouped, it's time to realign. This is where you take your refreshed perspective and adjust your strategies, adjust your decisions, and your actions to ensure you're aligned with your long-term vision. You want to make sure you're aligned with that because if you get off the course of going to where you want it to go, your why, then you're going to spend too much time in uncharted territory. You're going to spend too much time wasting time, which is one of our most valuable resources. You don't want to waste your time doing something that you don't need to be doing because it has no effect and no bottom line and doesn't move the needle as it relates to getting to the vision that you have. So realign. Look at your current goals. Are they aligned with your larger vision? Listen, when you have a vision, you don't have to necessarily take one way to get there. You can adjust the goals. You can adjust even the systems that you're using. You can adjust um, how the plan or the strategy that you're going to use to get there. You can adjust that with no problem. But what you don't want to do is mess up with the vision. The vision is clear. Stick with the vision, adjust how you get there as you need to. So look at your current goals. If they're not aligned with your vision, realign them. What adjustments can you make to ensure your actions reflect your true leadership purpose or reflect what you are doing and where you're going in the business that you're in? If anything is not headed towards your vision, realign it. Realign it. Realign it. Don't even waste time trying to make something fit that doesn't fit. Don't waste time trying to get people to see what you envisioned. If they don't see it, they don't see it. If you've made it clear, it's clear. The truth is, everybody won't grab hold to the vision and run with it because everybody can't see what you have envisioned. Don't waste time if it doesn't fit, if it's not working. Realign, realign. So quickly, if you have any questions or any value that you want to add to this conversation, I welcome it. You're welcome to put it in the chat. You're welcome to um, to just let us know what it is you want to add. I welcome it because I don't know everything. No one does. I really want us to be able to add value across this leadership space so that we, not just one or two people, but that leadership as a whole and collectively, that we can do well and succeed in whatever area that we're leading. So I'm looking. Let me check YouTube right quick. I'm looking, y'all. Any questions? Any um, value you want to add to this conversation? And even if you want to add something, I'll probably post this entire video on IG, and I'll probably just do clips of it on TikTok. And the whole video will also be on YouTube. But if you want to add value, please jump in the comments. Just put it in there. Somebody somewhere needs what you're thinking because Lita hadn't thought of it all. If you all, I see a couple of people on TikTok that want to be invited to the live. And if you want to be on the next live, inbox me so we can be clear about what's happening on the live. And we'll talk about, having you on to add some value to whatever conversation we're going to have. All right, y'all. Well, I don't see any questions. Thank you to all of you who have joined TLT with Lita today. I hope that this has added value. I hope that you would consider using the power of the pause. And I look forward to spending time with you all on the next Tuesday Leadership Tips with Lita. All right, y'all. Have a blessed Tuesday. Peace.